Good morning, special guests, graduands, families and friends. So this ceremony for the conferring of degrees in the Faculty of Health Sciences and Medicine, the Institute of Sustainable Development and Architecture, and the Faculty of Business. This semester just completed at Bond was our 23rd anniversary of the commencement of teaching. We have since that time conferred 21,235 awards on 18,377 graduates. We didn't quite get to 23,000. And when we've completed our ceremonies today, we will be getting quite close to 19,000 graduates. I just thought I'd share that useless bit of miscellaneous information with you. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce our Chancellor, Dr. Helen Nugent, AO.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, graduates, can I also extend the very warmest of warm welcomes on this, a wonderful Queensland day, but certainly a very warm day. I acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we meet, and I pay my respects to their elders, both past and present. In all of life, there are moments that define who we are. Events that shape us and circumstances that challenge us. Commencing your degree was clearly a defining moment. Your time here has shaped you, and undoubtedly, I suspect, you have faced challenges along the way. This happens with organisations in the same way as it does to individuals. In its 23 years as a university, Bond has had many defining moments, faced challenges, and like you today, emerged victorious. Some of these victories have happened in your time here. Bond is set to lead a national 14 million sports science research project to identify proactive ways to manage the health and fitness and potential for injury of athletes and the wider community. This is the largest research grant that Bond has ever received. The Institute of Sustainable Development PhD student Peter Glynn addressed the United Nations International Labour Conference in Geneva on a subject which is topical today. His research into the impact of climate change policy on employment and the workplace is gaining extensive recognition. Our academic staff are highly respected nationally and internationally. Professor Mohammed Arif was awarded Best Paper at the 19th Annual Global Finance Conference. Bond will continue to have defining moments, as will you in the years ahead. We will, together, and you individually, meet these moments with courage and determination, qualities that your experience at Bond has equipped you with. Graduates, I congratulate you on your achievement. This is a wonderful day. It is a day of victory, despite it being a very warm day. I encourage you, each of you, to build on your experiences here together, to stay in touch together, and to join the Bond Alumni Network so that you can contribute to each other's lives and to your university. We know that you are proud of each other, and we are certainly really, really proud of you. Congratulations on your graduation today, and my very, very best wishes for the future. Ladies and gentlemen, I now have the great honour and privilege to introduce our occasional speaker today, Ms. Belinda Hutchinson, AM. Belinda is a truly distinguished Australian. She is Chairman of QBE Insurance Group and a Director of AGL Energy, St Vincent's Health Australia, the Salvation Army Eastern Territory Advisory Board, and the Deputy Chairman of the Centre for Independent Studies. With a current focus of that nature, she seemed particularly apposite for her to come to this particular graduation. I think she covers the entire spectrum of our graduates today. Ms Hutchinson is also the President of Chief Executive Women, a member-based organisation comprising 240 of Australia's women leaders. Belinda was previously an Executive Director of Macquarie Group from 1992 to 1997, excuse me, a Vice President of Citibank from 1981 to 1992, and a Senior Management at Anderson Consulting from 1976 to 1981. She has previously served on the boards of Telstra, Coles Myer, Crane Group, Energy Australia, TAB, Snowy Hydro Trading, the State Library of New South Wales, where she was President, and Sydney Water. She holds a Bachelor of Economics degree from the University of Sydney and is a Fellow of the Institute of Chartered Accountants and a Fellow of the Australian Institute of Company Directors, and there's other things I could add along the way. She's also Chairman of the Corporate Governance Council of the Australian Institute of Company Directors. And I've got to say, Belinda is a wonderful colleague and friend. We have offices next to each other at Macquarie, so unfortunately she got lent on to come today, but I know she does that with great alacrity. In 2007, she was made a member of the Order of Australia for service to business. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming our very distinguished speaker today, Ms. Belinda Hutchinson.
Good morning. Good morning, graduates, families and friends, and good morning, Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, Deans of the various faculties and members of the faculty. What a privilege it is for me to be here with you today. This is such a special day in your life, and I still remember my graduation when my mum and dad came to my graduation, and my mum and dad had bought me a white dress. My mum, ever practical, saying to me, well, darling, you can wear this for your first job as well, you know. So for you today, I hope you have a wonderful day, and as I said, it's a real privilege being with you. When your Chancellor asked me to speak, I asked her what you would like me to talk about, and she said perhaps it would be good to reflect on some of the stories from your career and some of the insights that you've gained along the way. So that's what I thought I would do. So that as you contemplate your future, you have some insights and stories which I have seen. Well, let me start by saying that my career was nothing in terms of a carefully planned program. At the end of high school, I really had no idea what I wanted to do. And so I started at the top of the list of university and I chose architecture. My boyfriend at the time was studying architecture, which may have had some influence on me. But sadly, that influence didn't last long, and neither did my career in architecture. I dropped out after 2 weeks. So I went to the careers counsellor at my university, who looked at me in despair, thinking anyone who drops out after 2 weeks really doesn't have much hope. But he did bear with me and allowed me to join the Faculty of Economics, where it probably was the right place for me. And the reason I chose that was I thought, well, at least I've got a chance of getting a job at the end of it. So I must admit I struggled in my first year of economics. I won't ask those in the room who've done micro or macroeconomics or accounting to put up their hand and say how much they loved it, but it was good for me, and it ended up that economics was a great choice. When I finished university, again, I had no idea what I wanted to do. So my parents and friends all gave me wise advice, and my parents suggested I serve time with a chartered accounting firm. Well, serving time to me sounded like the operative word, but as I didn't have any better choice of my own or ideas, I thought, well, maybe I should try that and see how I go. So I went for interviews with 8 of the big accounting firms as there were then, now there's 4, and I joined Arthur Andersen. Well, again, disaster struck. After 2 weeks, I decided I'd made another really big mistake in my life. So I went to my partner, and again, he looked at me with a bit of despair. But he said, look, you've got to stick it out for 6 months, and if you do that, why don't we transfer you to the consulting division? So after 6 months, I went and joined Anderson Consulting. And again, that was a much better decision for me. That business was involved in management consulting, working with companies to look at designing and implementing systems, and I really enjoyed the challenge of that business. And after 3 years, I was invited to go to the US on a 6-month assignment to work in a place called Chattanooga. I think the only reason people know about Chattanooga is the song Chattanooga Choo Choo, and that's all there is about Chattanooga, let me tell you. But it was a really big project, and it was one of the biggest the firm had ever undertaken. So I actually grabbed the opportunity. And I know many of my colleagues thought I was totally mad because it wasn't a financial glamorous capital of the world. But I ended up having a really good experience and met another 100-odd young consultants on that job. And at the end of it, I was invited to go to Chicago, which was head office. And I had a great experience there running a number of projects. In fact, I don't think I would have received that opportunity if I'd stayed in Australia. I ended up running at the age of 27 a major payroll implementation system for the state of Illinois. So great experience. After about 3 years in the US, I missed my family and friends, so I decided to come back to Australia, and I took on a project management role in Western Sydney with a big material management program. And one night I was yet again late home from work and going out to have a dinner with a friend of mine from uni, and he said, "What are you doing working out in the western suburbs, these ridiculous hours? You should take a glamorous job working in investment banking in the city overlooking the harbour." Well, this all sounded pretty good. So he sent me off to see a friend of his who was working at Citibank in project financing, because it was the early mining boom of the 1980s. So I actually did join Citibank, and I must say I didn't quite have that glamorous, cushy job I was looking for yet again. I ended up preparing and negotiating loan documents and term sheets late into the night. But it was a really fascinating experience, and then I moved into corporate finance, working with big companies like Coca-Cola Amatil, IBM, and a range of other major Australian companies. So after 5 years, the managing director of Citibank said to me, "Well, how about you become the chief administrative officer of the bank?" And I was not sure about that. That sounds fairly career limiting, because that wasn't a line role where you got the bonuses and the promotion. But it was a really interesting job because you had control of accounting, financial control, strategic planning, and corporate relations. So I was a bit hesitant about this, but the managing director gave me the drip treatment, and finally I thought, well, if I don't accept this job, I may not have a job at all. So I did take over this role, and I had a great experience learning about preparing major strategic plans for the business, interfacing with the head office in New York and the Asian businesses, and I really learned how Citibank's business was run. So at the end of this time, I did actually get that promotion, and I was offered the role to head up the financial institutions and transaction banking business of Citibank in Australia, which was a very big business, and I really, again, enjoyed that position. But one of my clients when I was at Citibank in that time was Macquarie Group, and one day the managing director of Macquarie called me up and said, "Love to have a chat with you about opportunities at Macquarie." And I said, "Well, actually, you haven't seen me for a while. I'm slightly larger than when you last saw me. In fact, I'm 7 months pregnant." And I thought, well, that would be the end of that career conversation. But he said, no, come over and have a chat. And he came over, and I went over and had a chat, and he offered me a job at Macquarie. And I joined Macquarie, and I ended up heading up the equity capital markets group at Macquarie, doing a number of initial public offerings, right issues, involved in the Commonwealth Bank privatisation and a whole bunch of infrastructure fund listings, which again was a really good experience. And after my time at Macquarie, I'd been there for about 6 years, I thought it was a really good career. However, I'd started to get some board offers, and I thought, well, that was something I'd do in my probably late 40s, but I was in my early 40s, and I thought, well, maybe this is an opportunity, because I had a very wide range of clients from the corporate sector. So I started down the career route, started working part-time for Macquarie, started down the career route of being a non-executive director, and over time I developed a significant portfolio of boards, which your Chancellor has just spoken about. And I'm now chairman, as the Chancellor mentioned, of QBE Insurance Group, and that's been a really exciting ride for me. I've been there for now almost 14 years, and this little old Australian insurance company, which started back in 1886, back in North Queensland, is now one of the top 20 insurers around the world. We employ 16,000 people, we operate in over 50 countries, and we have a market capitalisation of $16 billion. It has not been without its challenges, particularly since the global financial crisis and the impact on our investment income. And last year was particularly challenging, being the worst on record for the insurance industry with all the natural catastrophes. We obviously had our Queensland and New South Wales and Victorian floods. We had the Thai floods. We had the terrible Christchurch earthquakes and the Japanese earthquake, just to name a few. But this year, Mother Nature's been kinder to us, so I'm hoping we'll have a much better year. The other boards that I've served on have included Crane Group, which is the material management and distribution company recently sold to Fletcher's, and the Snowy Mountain Hydro business, which was trading electricity into the national electricity market, and Energy Australia, which is again the major retailer for New South Wales in terms of electricity. I also joined TAB, which was being privatised by the New South Wales government, was since sold. And I spent time on Telstra and Coles and a range of other boards. And 2 years ago, I accepted the invitation to join the AGL Energy Board. But one thing I wanted to talk to you about briefly was my not-for-profit boards, because this is one area of my career that really gives me the greatest satisfaction. I feel it is a real privilege to be able to help others and use my skills in a way which helps the community. And I wanted to quote from a statement by the late Justice Kim Santow, who was then Chancellor of the University of Sydney, who said, "Universities are not businesses, but that does not mean they should not be business-like." The same is true for all not-for-profit organisations, and where business people can really help is by going on boards of those organisations to help them be as effective as they possibly can. So I'm on the board of St Vincent's Health Australia, where we have 12 hospitals up and down the east coast of Australia and a number of aged care centres. I work with the Salvation Army Advisory Board. I'm still on the New South Wales State Library Foundation, which I've been for a very long time, because I think a network of public libraries and digitisation of information is so critical to our community and learning. And the one other thing I wanted to mention too was that my husband and I have been very fortunate financially, and so about 7 years ago we set up a family foundation, and our focus is on ensuring that those who are really disadvantaged, individuals, families and communities, have an opportunity to help themselves by providing to them educational and employment support plus community infrastructure, and we do this in both Australia and in developing countries. But not only has this been a thing for us to help others, but it's also been an opportunity for us to work with our children, because our 4 children are directors of our foundation. And it's been a great experience for us all working together and learning how to work together, not always easy, but also for them to learn about philanthropy and social investment. So, what have I learnt along the way, which I could confide in you about career progression? Well, my first suggestion is do not do what I did. By that I mean don't be impulsive and do your homework. Before I commence with architecture and before I commence with Arthur Anderson, I really should have done a lot more homework. And I think I've learnt my lesson now, and I certainly do a lot of due diligence before I take on any new appointment. My second insight is that it's not necessary to strictly define a career plan, or a business plan even. This might sound somewhat in contradiction to my first suggestion. However, I believe you should balance your planning with being flexible and taking advantage of opportunities as they arise. Apart from my first job, I have not applied for any positions. However, I have always made myself available to speak to people. Don't be afraid to try a position which others don't want. One of my best decisions was to take that job in Chattanooga. Yes, it wasn't an exciting place to live. However, the project was a tremendous experience, and I had lots of fun working with other consultants from around the world. It also gave me a promotion to head office in Chicago. I am also a firm believer in continual professional development. I was fortunate working for a number of major international and domestic companies which provided excellent continuous training programs. Anderson Consulting, which is now Accenture, Citibank and Macquarie Group, all put enormous time and money into developing their people through highly structured in-house training programs. An important skill from these programs, which I really wanted to make to you, is about presentation training. No matter where we work or no matter what we do, we need to be able to present to our suppliers, our employees, our clients, We need to be able to present well. Any job requires that ability to be able to sell yourself, so developing reasonable communication skills, not only in presenting but also listening, is very important. Another point of advice I would give is developing a network of colleagues. Networking might sound trite and superficial. However, as I mentioned, apart from my first job, all my jobs have come through my business and personal contacts. I was fortunate in my positions at Citibank and Macquarie Group to have my clients as the top 100 companies in Australia, so I developed a strong network of senior business people. No matter where you work, there will be opportunities for you to develop your own career networks, and these will assist you in progressing as you go through the years, and also provide you with a wonderful base of friends. I am also a great believer in the value of mentors. I was fortunate to be introduced to a senior non-executive director, a chairman of a major insurance company, when I was starting my board career. He provided me with hours of enormously valuable advice on the pros and cons of being a non-executive director. And one other skill I have learnt along the way is resilience. Although my career might sound like it was easy, I have certainly faced some challenges. We all do and will. My advice to those of you who hit a career speed bump along the way is, if you can't go over it, go around it. I have had those speed bumps where I didn't get the promotion or the job I wanted. However, each time I've had a setback, I have reassessed myself, and with the help of family and friends, I have moved on. Within a year or two, I have been able to look back and know that as a result of that experience, I have grown in capacity and I am happier and better off in my career. My final piece of advice to you all is to work hard but also have fun. You do have to do the hard yards. From my perspective, there is no shortcut for career progression. The only way up the ladder is through the development of your skills base, building a foundation of experience and knowledge through hard work. But you can also have fun along the way. There is no point in staying in a job which you don't enjoy, where you're not having a good time. With the benefit of a degree from Bond University, you are all in the fortunate position to be able to seek out jobs which you do enjoy. Having had the absolute pleasure of viewing your campus this morning, I've never been here before, I was really totally blown away by the facilities you have. So I can now see why Bond graduates do achieve what they do when they leave this university. So finally, thank you for giving me the opportunity to share this special occasion with you and your family and friends. I wish you all the very best in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Belinda, for that wonderful insight into a rich and rewarding life, a very distinguished life. I think what we've heard today explains to us why Belinda is regarded as such a distinguished Australian, why she is a true leader. She has seized opportunities. She recognises, and I think has imparted to you, that there are different ways to the top, and this is a lady who truly is at the top. That resilience is important, and there was many other really important messages that she left along the way, which I'm not going to recount. However, there was one she didn't draw out at the end, which but was implicit in what she was saying, and I would like to highlight that. And that is the importance of giving back. Belinda, Roger, her husband, and her family truly give back. They give back in spades. I have the privilege not only of seeing Belinda in operation most days of the week, but also I work on another not-for-profit involvement of mine with Belinda's husband, Roger. This is a truly dedicated family who truly believes in giving back to the community in spades. And I'd also like to acknowledge the presence here today of Emily Massey-Green, Belinda's daughter, who has really taken up the family spirit of giving back to the community. So again, can you join me in thanking Belinda for her truly wonderful speech?
Will all candidates for degrees please stand? Chancellor, I wish to present the following graduands who are in attendance today for awards of Bond University. From the Faculty of Health Sciences and Medicine, 19 graduands. From the Institute of Sustainable Development and Architecture, 29 graduands. From the Faculty of Business, 112 graduands. Chancellor, I certify to you and to the University that the graduands have satisfied the requirements for admission to the award for which they are being presented.
With the authority of Council, I hereby admit you to the awards for which you have qualified. I also admit to their awards those candidates listed in the graduation program who are unable to be present today.
My congratulations to the graduates. Will you now sit?
Chancellor, the following candidates are presented for the award of Research Doctorates. The Doctor of Philosophy, from the Institute of Sustainable Development and Architecture, with the thesis title Risk Management and the Real Estate Development Industry, Thomas Wiegelman. From the Faculty of Business, with the thesis title Voluntary Disclosure of GHG Emission Information by Australian Companies, Chancellor, I present Jazz Lorraine Hollindale. From the School of Information Technology, the thesis title, Enabling Workspace Transference, a Cross-Environment Framework for Application and Data Portability, Chancellor, I present Matthew Sean Carter. Again from the School of Information Technology, with the thesis title, Extremal Optimization Applied to Constrained Combinatorial Multi-Objective Optimization Problems, Chancellor, I present Pedro Sebastian Gomez Meneses.
I now invite the Acting Dean of the Faculty of Health Sciences and Medicine to join me in congratulating each of his graduates as they are presented.
Chancellor, I present graduates from the Faculty of Health Sciences and Medicine. For the Bachelor of Biomedical Science, Saleh Yahya Alabas. Subalatha Devaraja. Harley Gordon. Jared Thomas Horrobin. Nova Bell Knoll. Heidi Kathleen Wilson. For the Bachelor of Forensic Science, Christopher David Ashwood. Tracy Jane Ronland. For the Bachelor of Health Sciences, Scott McKeon. For the Bachelor of Sports Management, Cheyenne Cozier. Philip Linton Gower. Tegan Alice Geimer. Bradley Holovati. Arabella McGuinness. Caitlin Hope Sipple. For the Bachelor of Sports Science, Sean Yoshiura. For the Master of High Performance Science, Jacqueline Tubb. For the Master of Sports Management, Stephanie Uroz Hernandez. Stephanie Velechko.
I now invite the Director of the Institute of Sustainable Development and Architecture to join me in congratulating each of his graduates as they are presented.
Chancellor, I present graduates from the Institute of Sustainable Development and Architecture. For the Bachelor of Environmental Management, Sustainable Development, Avalon Eileen Hicks. For the Bachelor of Property and Sustainable Development, Construction Management and Quantity Surveying, Hayden Jeff Alsop. Anthony Casey. Murray Kenneth Emerson. Thomas Fleury. Huang Wan Tin. John Elmore Hutchinson. Michael John Murphy. Lewis Price. Ye Tian. Marco Valiero. And Mitchell Wheely. For the Bachelor of Property and Sustainable Development, Urban Development and Sustainability, J. Thomas Helprin. And Edward Hamilton Mallon. For the Bachelor of Property and Sustainable Development Valuation, Hamilton Maverick Hoot Byrne. For the Bachelor of Urban Design and Planning, Jamie Aston. And Alicia Lally. Chloe Petrie Strawn. David Mark Sweeney. For the Master of Construction Practice, Christopher Nicholson. For the Master of Construction Practice Professional, Chen Yujie. For the Master of Environmental Management Sustainable Development, Louis Betancourt. Hope Evans. For the Master of Urban Development and Sustainability, Scott Alexander Clark. Lewis Major. Asvini Waitayatamrong. For the Master of Urban Planning, Susan Gay Lambert. For the Master of Urban Planning with High Distinction, Sally Taylor.
I now invite the Dean of the Faculty of Business to join me in congratulating each of his graduates as they are presented.
Chancellor, I present graduates from the Faculty of Business. For the degree of Bachelor of Business, Saud Faris Al-Faris. Jasmine Faith Applefoot. Mary Byrne. Callum James Castledine. John Jefferson Garden D. Sebastian James Gallagher. Harry Horwitz Rourke. Dale Patrick James. Linda Lee. Brooke Leanne Maloney. Jessica Meyer. Lara Jane Perkins. Jacqueline Siapon. Max Gustav Stephenson. Anna Kathleen Stewart. Nantachai Tangwe Bunpanich. Nicholas Bradley Trotter. James Andreas Unterweger. Courtney Jane Walford. Thomas Stanley Warrener. Zheng Peishuan. For the Bachelor of Business and Bachelor of Social Sciences, Sian Leslie Jeffs. For the Bachelor of Business and Bachelor of Information Technology, O Qijie. For the Bachelor of Commerce, Corinna Barnwell. Elizabeth Helen Lindemann Kapp. Madeline Carr. Sophia Yolandi Chung. David Benjamin Clancy. Natalie Isabel Duranis. Gary Chu Yu Feng. Elaine Yan Shan Fang. Jin Gao. Dimitri Gianaris. Tegan Ann Orr. Christopher William Perkins. Christopher James Rooney. Ebony Jean Want. Jessica Munlai Wong. Samantha Lee Ziebel. For the Bachelor of Commerce and Bachelor of Laws, Sophie Deborah Gregg. Rachel Lucas. For the Bachelor of Commerce and Postgraduate Diploma of Legal Practice, Demetria Elsie Elia Shalepi. For the Graduate Management Qualification, Karen Hanna. For the Master of Accounting, Gu Jiajia. Jiao Dan. For the Master of Accounting and Master of Business Finance, Mikhail Piatin. For the Master of Accounting Professional, Elena Kiselyova. Chunling Liu. Pavitra Vijay Kumar Naidu. For the Master of Business, Astrid Larsen. Jonathan Leishman. For the Master of Business Finance, Alexander William Golden. For the Master of Business International Business, Xie Hangyu. For the Master of Business Professional, Gaurab Roy. For the Master of Business Administration, Kathleen Andrewchow. Michael Peter Butt. Khaled Jamal Halte. Bianca Jennings. Clifton A. Kay. Yulia Krivichenko. Carlos Monreal Gomez. Natalia Moratsova. Andrew Jason Sartori. Mark Schaefer. Samantha Sidwell. For the Master of Business Administration with high distinction, Tanya Patricia Bolam. and Tamara McLean. For the Master of Business Administration Corporate, Richard Baker. Darren Burgess. Lee Corbett. Judy Cullinane. Chris Duhamel. Grant Hackett. Brendan Roy Harris. Kiralee Holmes. Henry Mitchell. Vasil Nair. David Ian Roberts. Ockett Cornelius Van Zyl. For the Master of Business Administration Family Business, Brendan Blakemore. Jacqueline Chaplin. Christopher Neeson. For the Master of Business Administration Finance, Stephen Black. For the Master of Business Administration Marketing, Mariana Daboyne. For the Master of Finance, Jonathan Andrew Bailey. From the School of Hotel, Resort and Tourism Management, for the Bachelor of International Hotel and Resort Management, Dai Wei Ping. Anna Emmets. Christopher Godby. Benjamin Edward Kopitke. Karen Miriam Stark. And Li Yue Yao. For the Master of International Hotel and Tourism Management, Paul Rawlingson. From the School of Information Technology, for the Bachelor of Information Technology, Cruz Anton Folmley. Arunpreet Singh. Ryan Sutherland. Sunil Tyson. For the Master of Business and Information Technology Professional, Jan Grasshoff. For the Master of Information Technology IT Management, Lavesh Jawahar Punjabi. For the Master of Information Technology Professional in Software Systems, Miles Burns. For the Master of Information Technology Web and Mobile Application Development, Rui Sun.
The university is proud of its long association with Business Breakthrough Incorporated in Japan. Together, we teach a Master of Business Administration program tailored to the needs of Japanese business. I now invite Dr. Kenichi Omai, the Managing Director of Business Breakthrough Incorporated, to present graduates from the Bond University BBT Global Leadership MBA.
Chancellor, I wish to present the following graduates in the Bond University BBT Global Leadership MBA. Noriyoshi Ishikawa. Toko Makuta. Koji Mikami. Takaaki Nakazawa. Kazuhiko Yamamoto. I also like to present the following 16 graduates in absentia, as this portion of the ceremony will be broadcast in Japan. Yusuke Amano. Toshimasa Aoki. Eiji Domoto. Satoko Fujii. Ryuji Hara. Kenta Iwadate. Mikiharu Morita. Michiru Okano. Akiko Onodera. 吉明佐久間、水穂志賀、梁島津、太郎清水、勝幸新谷、安代白石、新次宇賀。
Chancellor, Katrina Bell has been selected to give the valedictory address on behalf of those graduating this morning. She is also graduating with the degree of Bachelor of Biomedical Science.
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, distinguished guest, faculty members, parents, partners, families, friends, and my fellow graduates, congratulations. Today is a remarkable milestone on life's journey. That question, dreaded on any long journey, are we there yet, can now be answered with a resounding yes. We have arrived at this destination. We have all travelled many different roads to be here today. Some of us were school leavers, taking our first steps into the exciting wide world. Some of us were postgraduates or mature-age students, changing the direction of life. Now, here we are, graduating, about to explore the next stage of the journey. But before we take that step, let us pause and reflect from whence we have come. All journeys begin with a step, and for us, step one was choosing Bond. We all had different reasons. It might have been the small class sizes, the fast-track degrees, the global network, or the great social life on campus. Whatever our reasoning, to Bond we came. Now, journeys are rarely made completely alone. The journey to get the men of Apollo 11 to the moon involved approximately 400,000 people. It took flight directors, camera designers, software experts, suit testers, telescope crew, photo developers, engineers, navigators, medical specialists, and more. At Bond, there are over 900 staff who have played a role in getting the graduates to this point today. To all Bond staff, I say thank you for your diligence, passion, knowledge, and care. We applaud you. This journey also could not have been made without the support of family and friends. To the myriad families and friends who supported, made meals, and put up with the general unpleasantness that surrounds important exam or assignment times, thank you. Words are insufficient to describe my gratitude for the support of my family to see me through to here. To prevent driver fatigue, it is recommended that breaks should be taken every 2 hours when travelling. The many extracurricular activities at Bond provided much-needed relief for studious minds. O-Week celebrations such as Tight and Bright, the semesterly palavers, illegally bonds, and end-of-sem bashes, the once-a-year bond stock, and even weekly Wednesday by the Waters. To BUSA, the faculty student associations, and the many clubs and societies, thank you for your commitment and dedication in organising these events. As we finish this journey and move on to the next, I would like to share with you my ABC of journeys. A is for attitude. The right attitude can make all the difference in your journey. G.K. Chesterton said, "An adventure is only an inconvenience rightly considered. An inconvenience is only an adventure wrongly considered." Choose your attitude rightly, and you make every journey an adventure. B is for blessings. Count your blessings at every turn of the journey. Counting your blessings means remembering where you came from, where you are now, and where you are going. Recognizing how blessed we are makes us grateful and provides strength for the journey ahead. C is for courage. It is courage that drives you on when the journey becomes hard. It is courage that picks you up after you've fallen. Following the Apollo 1 fire that killed 3 astronauts, Gene Kranz, a NASA flight director, articulated what came to be known as the Kranz dictum. He stated, "From this day forward, flight control will be known by 2 words, tough and competent." Tough means we are forever accountable for what we do or what we fail to do. We will never again compromise our responsibilities. Competent means we will never take anything for granted. We will never be found short in our knowledge and in our skills. We have been equipped with knowledge and skills. Today, as we journey on, let us never take them for granted, nor relinquish our responsibilities for their use. Let us be tough and competent. Courage can be hard to muster, but the price of compromise is ultimately higher. As we leave to continue on to the next journey, I will conclude with a quote from one of my favourite authors, Louisa May Alcott. "Have regular hours for work and play. Make each day both useful and pleasant, and prove that you understand the worth of time by employing it well. Then youth will be delightful. Old age will bring few regrets, and life will become a beautiful success. Good luck, God bless, and congratulations to you all."
Thank you, Katrina. All of our bondies are special, but Katrina is an extra special bondie. And can I give you a few of the small ways in which that is true? She received high distinctions in 22 of her 24 subjects. That goes to that point she spoke about competence. There was a complete lapse with one of her subjects, I've got to tell you. In Medical Chemistry 1, she received a credit. Goodness only knows what happened. However, she received a distinction in Medical Chemistry 2. They were the 2 subjects in which she didn't get high distinctions. And I feel sure, absolutely positive, if there'd ever existed a subject called Medical Chemistry 3, we would have found that she got a high distinction. Her cumulative GPA was 3.875 out of 4. Her cumulative percentage average was 89%. These academic results are the highest achieved by any bachelor degree student graduating this morning. Congratulations, Katrina. Not content with that, she has done quite a bit of volunteering work with youth, and she also plays the piano and the flute. And then there was that wonderful speech, that inspirational speech, that speech that was so similar with so many themes that resonated with the speech from Belinda Hutchinson. Attitude, blessings, and courage. I am sure they are words that will forever ring in your ears as being the speech from your valedictorian. Congratulations to Katrina, and congratulations to every single one of our graduates.
Will the graduates please stand? I'll now read you the charge of Bond University. I charge you, as graduates of Bond University, to demonstrate at all times the highest moral and ethical standards, to apply and to continue to extend your learning to the benefit of society, to strive through your actions to promote the universal worth of all people, to pursue the highest standards in all of your endeavours, so that in fulfilling your personal goals and human responsibilities, you add to the standing of your university, and to support and uphold your university and its alumni through engagement with the Bond Alumni Organisation and through your own personal commitment. You may now be seated. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the closure of the formal ceremony here today, but I just want to close with a few messages, and first of all to add to our valedictorians' word of thanks. There are so many people that lie behind the achievements of these fine individuals here today, and many of those are in this room. They are your family, your friends and your supporters, and I think it would be appropriate for the graduates to acknowledge the support you've received along your journey. As Vice-Chancellor of the University, and on behalf of all the faculty members, those behind me here today, but all those that you have encountered along the journey here at Bond University, let me add our congratulations to you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a ceremony where you've been very respectful, you've been very well behaved, almost too well behaved, so I think it's time to make a bit of noise. So, let your hair down, so to speak. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for our graduates.